Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to Love Decanters channel. So, so this is part 2 of my visit to the Glass and Ceramics Fair in Cranmore Park. Get this right. So I'm carrying on finishing off with Farm and Antiques. I'm afraid everything is still, I don't know why. You know, I have to actually, it's a camera to do that, to do my shorts. I actually put the camera on its side to do those. So why would it do it in auto mode when it's on a stand in my hand? Has to be flat, you know, that doesn't go sideways unless I actually hold it like that. I don't know, it just did it. So anyway, after that, it's a bit like the Sublime and Ridiculous. We're going to go and have a look at some new glass by current designers and glass blowers that are doing stuff at the moment. And but there's going to be loads more parts, so don't worry about that. There's lots to see. And because it's a glass fair. Anyway, let's get on and have a look at some glass.
So it's got a cotton twist here, and it's got enameling. It's a Beilby glass. Beilby is a very famous glass enameler. I think they're from Newcastle. It was a family, and so that is a proper collector's piece, or museum piece even, and it's got a museum piece price on it of £3,500. But yeah, really is a museum piece.
I know I kept saying Beilby there, but I'd like to explain a little bit. So this is the book that I tell you, this is the Bible of 18th century drinking glass, English drinking glasses, L.M. Bickerton. So the front page, these are all Beilby enamelled. And I'm not even going to use that book, I'm going to use this one, a Beilby Odessey by James Rush. So yeah, and this is just about the glasses the glass that was enamelled by one family. So yeah, they're considered very, I don't know, important, let's say, special. They were making glass for all the best people, hence coats of arms and stuff like that they were doing. So yeah, it is very important glass. So anyway, with that said, let's get this book open and have a look inside. So these are the glasses in the book that are the closest to the ones that we're looking at. And this is the one that is absolutely the closest. It's calling them white glasses. Notice how small the bowls are. They were small quantities in it, and the date it's got on them is 1765. And it is a cotton twist, just like the one we were looking at.
And here's another museum piece. So this is James Giles, another cotton twist glass from 1760 by James Giles. He was from Southwark, and he was the gilder for I think Royal Worcester. Well, I think it was might have been just Worcester at the time. And yeah, his enamelling, his gilding was the best in the UK. So that is another classic museum piece.
I thought I'd do something a bit different for this piece because I mentioned museum quality like I did for the Beilbys, and I thought let's go and have a look in some museums rather than start wading through books. So the first one I went to was the V&A. If you just put James Giles, you get a load of plates as well because he was a plate enameller, but he was a gilder on glass. And this is some of his works. All of his works are unique. So he would be making, he would make a set of these glasses for somebody, and then he would never make another set exactly the same. They would all have a little twist on them in some way. But anyway, this is what they've got. They've got 2 pictures of wine glasses, or they've got 2 in the collection, but there's no image available. And I thought, because they've got these 2 here, but they're facet stem ones. They're slightly later than the cotton twists. So I picked a different museum. I went to this one, the Corning Glass Museum, and they do have some cotton twist glasses. So there you go. 1760 is the date that they've got on this one here. This is an ale glass. There's another one here. This is a wine glass. Oh, that's a goblet, so that's bigger. That one's oh no, that's a facet stem. I don't have they actually got, I just whizzed through quick. So yeah, no, they don't actually have a cotton, but they do have some cotton stem glasses. 1765 for that one. That's a plain one. 1765 for that one, and 1760 for that one. So gives you some slightly earlier than the facet stem ones. Yeah, and a lot of it's on works on coloured glass as well. Can you see this? And you know, this is the kind of stuff where you might get lucky. You might just get lucky because, oh, not that one. That one, I got lucky. I got mine off eBay. There it is. It's a rather wonderful little cruet bottle. No stopper. Sometime between 1760 and now. It's lost its stopper, but I don't mind. It's mine. So yeah, there are things, bargains out there to be had. You just need to know some of the stuff that's not in your general area. So learning about some of the really fancy stuff can pay off, but it's a bit of a potluck.
So I've got here a piece. This is nice. It's got a double-headed eagle. It's for Prussia, King of Prussia, and it's a cotton twist. And what makes it super nice, I don't know if you can see, talking about the King of Prussia on the back, and it's got 1757 engraved on it. So it's a datable piece. That makes it like a museum piece because you can use it as a reference for dating other items that look the same. The double-headed eagle, I think the Russians use it and the Albanians now use that symbol, but I'm not sure what's going on in Prussia, whether they still use it for their own town flags or emblems or county flag or whatever.
I just thought I was having a quick punt around double-headed eagles, and yeah, look, there's the Russian one here. If I scroll up, there's the Albanian one, German one. I saw one for Lübeck. I've been on holiday, where I went on holiday. I drove through. Well, we stayed at Lübeck. It's quite a nice place. But loads of, and the Byzantines used it. Loads of people are using it. So I'm a little bit surprised. I just thought I'd have a quick look. I knew the Albanians and the Russians used it, but Byzantine, I didn't know about that. Lots of people used it, but I thought I'd point out something about the date that we saw there. Yeah, so dates like that. Sometimes that means that is the glass that is the year that the glass was bought as new, but sometimes they might be commemorating something. So the glass might be from 1765, and they were commemorating when the King of Prussia, the whatever Duke of Prussia, whatever, was crowned as Duke or whatever. So sometimes the dates can look backwards. I can't think of any reason why they would look forward to something because they don't know what's going to happen in the future. But that is something just to be aware of, is that dates for things. One, the glass could be engraved, could be an old glass that's engraved, or two, the date might be looking back to an occasion that's happened, celebrating something in the past. So just a little awareness that seeing a date on a glass doesn't necessarily mean it is that age. It probably means it's not newer than that age, but it might actually not be as old as that age.
We've got a nice mid-18th century raffia glass, or raffia, I think it is. Actually, I know what these are. I mean, when I see them, I know what they are. This long, thin glass like this. It's got a folded foot. It's a conical foot as well. So But I actually don't. I've never looked up what drink that is. It sounds Italian. I think I might try and work that one out.
I thought I'd do this one online as well. These are ratafia glass. Can you see they're very tall and slim? The drawn stem. I think they need it. As far as I know, they're always a drawn stem, which means that the stem is pulled off the. Looks like it's pulled off the bottom of the bowl, even if it isn't. And then don't mistake them for dwarf ale glasses. Look, let me show you dwarf ale glasses. You can see it's slightly different. Look at this one here. It's a shorter, dumpier glass. You know, shorter stem, wider top. Don't make that mistake. Ratafia glasses are rarer. And I did actually find out what it is, so you can get it today, and it is a blend of grape must and fine champagne, and it's French. So I didn't know, I just knew that's a ratafia glass. It's a bit like, you know, there's mead glasses, and I know what mead is, but I didn't actually really bother checking what this was. I just knew it had these tall, skinny glasses, and it does look, although it's made with champagne, it does look like it's flat, because that stopper doesn't look like it's going to hold back in fact the bottle doesn't, it's nothing like a champagne bottle. So there you go, that's what it is. I think it's 45, that looks like it's, yeah, I think it is, I think it's 18%. So yeah, there you have it.
A couple more Regency goblets here. With like I said, tableaus. These ones say Queen, I can't read it, Queen Caroline. Yeah, so that is the George IV's wife, I think, 1821. I wonder if that's her death. I know that she died during his reign, and she was more popular than he was, and there was some sort of big riot around her death and everything. So I wonder if this is some sort of memorial piece, because it looks like these look like tombs or something on them. So that would be interesting to try and figure that one out.
So I've been trying to find out about Queen Caroline of Brunswick. She did die in 1821. Wife of George IV, who was formerly the Prince Regent. Now the image that keeps popping up is this, but it's not exactly the same, and it's actually a different Queen Caroline. It's for Caroline, who was the wife of George II, so that's from the 1700s, early 1700s. So yeah, that doesn't work. So I don't know what that image is of, but yeah, Queen Caroline of Brunswick did die in 1821. There was a riot when she died. They tried to, she was popular, George IV wasn't. They tried to direct her funeral cortege or whatever, procession, around the centre of London. People didn't want that. They wanted to go through the centre of London, and there was a riot, 2 people were killed, and it did end up going through the centre of London. So yeah, bit of history with those glasses.
So we've got a decanter here with a meander on it and this kind of like cartwheel. I have some ale glasses with that pattern on them, and he's got 1717, so that's useful to me. And what's interesting as well, it's got early cone cutting around the bottom. So early cone cutting tends to be flatter and looser, and it gets more intense into the early 19th century.
The book we're looking at is The Decanter, Ancient to Modern by Andy McConnell. And yeah, so this decanter here has got the similar meander. It's got cows' heads in it. But yeah, some of these, this one here, the white one, let me just zoom in on this one here. This one here, it's got the similar meanders with the wheels, I suppose you call them. This is called Brucrania and Praetere. The sort of like the style of it, and it's as it suggests here on the other corner, it's neoclassical. It's copying motifs from the Romans, and and he's got dates on these, all 1770 to 1780. And if you look, these decanters are very similar. This one in particular, these ones here, no pouring lip at all, slight pouring lips here. Suggests these are a bit earlier, probably closer to the 1770. So yeah, that one had no pouring lip, so it's probably closer to the 1770 date.
Got a pair of firing glasses down here. See this one? This one's a stepped one, and that one's a plain one. But they're both cotton twists as well. Yeah, I've got a firing glass, but mine's completely plain. Yeah, they're for making toasts, and you're supposed to slam them onto the table and make a sound like a rifle. I don't know how true that is or not, but yeah, they doesn't seem. This one doesn't look like it would last that long for doing that. This one's a bit more robust. So yeah, those are quite interesting.
The book we're looking at here is 18th century English drinking glasses by L.M. Bickerton, and he's got two cotton twist, what's he called, threads, anyway. But anyway, he's got two cotton twist firing glasses with the heavy bases where you can slam it into the table when you're toasting. This one's got a stepped foot, and I think one of the ones we were looking at has a stepped foot, and one's got a plain foot like the one, but they're different sizes, but they always have the stumpy stems, chunky feet, and relatively small bowls. So that's the look. These are dated 1770 because they are cotton twist, and that's about the date for most of them. They're kind of like, there's some variation in the date, but it's around that period. The website we're looking at is scottishantiques.com, and they have 3 French cider glass jugs like the ones we're looking at. See, with the handles going top to bottom. Dated them all from 1820. Both of these have got rings on, but there are variations. Also, some people call them Normandy ones, so which is part of France where they make cider. I don't know if you can repin them that close, but you can see there's lots of different kinds. Yeah, so they've got a few there. That's not one, but and yeah, some of them they're not saying that's French, and they're not saying that's French. So, but this one they're saying is French. It's got a folded lip like the one we were looking at. They're not saying that one is French, but they are saying that one is. So it's difficult, and they're saying, oh, actually, they're saying that one is, and they're not saying that one is, and they're saying this one's 1810 and this one's 1830, but they do seem to be the same moulded pattern. That's a little bit, but you live and learn in this business, so then maybe they've learned something. I'd have to check the dates on them and see which one was earlier, which one was later, so they probably learned something about them. But anyway, there you go, that's what they are, and they've got prices on here. They're all out of stock, which means they're all sold. 140, 150, so that gives you an idea of what you're looking at for that kind of thing.
Pretty beautiful pair. I think these are early Victorian decanters. Look at those. Fantastically cut with lots of panels, and yeah, it's a pair. So yeah, look at this here in the middle. This is done with a machine. All of this and acid. I don't know exactly how those machines work. It's probably I've seen a picture of one. It's a bit like steampunk. So it would be nice to see one in operation, but I'm not sure there are any around.
So this book is The Decanter Ancient to Modern by Andy McConnell. It's been very difficult to pin those decanters down. They're very rare type. So we do have these ones here, which kind of look, I think they're shaft and globe. What they do have is the same shade of colour, and those shades like that would be fashionable. The dates he's got on these is 1835 to 40. Now, for shaft and globe, that seems very early, and I did check in the Whitefriars Museum of London book, because that's got some dated catalogues that's supposed to be the 1830s onwards, and that does have shaft and globe decanters in it. So I don't know when they first came in. I always thought they were post 1845. They might be a bit earlier, which would go with these dates here and this colour. Very difficult to absolutely pin this down. Actually, just looking at this one here, looks to be the same colour as well. 1835 to 40 as well. So, yeah, colours did move in fashions. So, just like they do today. That's why everybody's painting their houses grey on the insides. It looks terrible, but it's the thing. So, I thought I would give you the difficulties, or demonstrate some of the difficulties of trying to ID those cylinder jugs. They're a very common type. That one was a lot fancier than usual, but actually trying to pin down who made them is kind of bordering on impossible. So I have some adverts from the Pottery Gazette from the Edwardian period. This is an advert for Belgian glass, and we've got 5 here. In fact, if you look very carefully, if I can scroll it, can I get it to scroll up? No. Anyway, these two here, they look like they're the if it's web, they call it cascade, and if it's Whitefriars, they call it ribbed wave. But yeah, you would have thought, I would have thought these might be web, but here they are. They're from Belgium. I'll move on to another one. Yeah, this one is an imported one from Bohemia. Hang on, no, I'm going to click in the wrong place. Here's another one. Important offer. We don't even know who this is. Just a company, retailer in London. So they're selling this one here. Where am I going with this? Got another retailer in London selling this. There's other adverts for them. They've got plain ones and others as well. I'm just showing you single adverts from different places. Yeah, another advert, retailer in London selling this. And the last one, yeah, this one here. Another retailer in London. None of them say who's making them, and it's probably going to be, some of them will be imported from Bohemia, some maybe even America. Heisey's glass. I think that might be an American maker. So anyway, you get the idea. It's very difficult to pin. It's a very common form. They're all about the same size. There's nothing spectacularly different about them. They just have slightly different millions of variations, and you would have to have dozens of catalogues and be able to pinpoint exactly which one it is from what would be essentially a line drawing.
I always think of French glass as being like the sublime to the ridiculous. This is the sublime. So this is by St. Louis. Super quality. Lattice work. It looks white, but it's because the lines is. If I go over the top, see how fine that is. Yeah, that's a really nice piece. What's the date he's got on it? He hasn't got a date on it. So anyway, it's still super fine quality piece. So I'm on this stand. They've got some modern glass here by an artist called Lane Rowe. So check it out, all these canes all piled together and twisted and bent. But also by the same one, we've got really different kinds of things. Look, I mean, look at these with the acid etchings and stuff. And look at this. This is fantastic. This is the same artist. He's really skilled. So we'll look him up, see what we can find out about him.
So I'll start with the second glassblower because her website was a no-go. Laura Smith Glass is not there or not working. I had a number of different messages and I can't get into it, and I'm not in the hacking game anymore. I did have a look at what images came up for her glass. There's a few that are clearly hers. These ones here, because they're a bit like what we saw, but I don't know what else that's down here. You know, is that hers? I don't know. Actually, no, that's not. But anyway, the other guy, I think it's this one here, Lane Rowe. So he's got a website that's up and running. It's a bit about him. He's been about a bit. He's worked for Peter Layton, that's quite a famous art glass maker. Even got a book on his stuff. And yeah, he's doing proper art glass, you know, really, like, I think this one here is the one that's probably closest to the acorny thing. It's in review project, there we go. But it's only this. Yeah. And this is quite nice as well. I like this one, which is similar to some of the other stuff, but not the same. But it's quite cool. I like that. So yeah. So there you go. If you like this stuff, get in touch. I have no idea what the prices would be like for it, whether he's actually still got any of his stock, or whether he makes it to order or anything. You just have to negotiate that with him.
Got a load more. I think this is all modern glass as well. So we've got this guy, Richie Alley and Lewis Thompson. So we're going to find them too.
Now, back online to try and find these modern glass artists. Lewis Thompson has a website. And yeah, so none of the works that are in it look like what we were looking at. There's this one, there's this page here, and I think current works. Yeah, it looks the same as the other one, I think. Hang on. Is this the one that looks different? Yeah, this one. But yeah, none of it looks like what we were looking at just now. Then the other one, not that one. Yeah, he had a website, it's not working, but he has Facebook. Dun, dun, dun. So, and it's open to the public, so you can just pop in, you don't have to follow or anything. And yeah, so there's a maker that makes things like this, and they make chandeliers, and I'm desperate. Kulhili, I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, there is someone that makes this kind of thing into art. Oh, look, there's these are pistellas. These are for making shaping the glass as when it's hot. So yeah, it's glass makers' tools. And yeah, sort of makes these sculptures and things. And he's got chickens apparently, but also makes quite nice little art glass vases as well and other things. So yeah, he's doing quite a lot of different stuff. I think that's his furnace. He's got like a little mini portable furnace, and look, he's got some of his tools out here. So anyway, that's him. So yeah, so I'll leave you the contact details for those glass artists as well.
So, orifice here, 19. I think this is another current. She's told me that all of the makers on here are current, but I've not seen this before. They're quite kind of like this one quite a lot.
So I found out a bit about Erika Lagerbielk. I've never heard of her before. She works for Orifice, or worked, at least up until recently, I think. She is a professor of glass design. Imagine that. She's up there in the gods somewhere. I've never heard of that before. Although there must be. I know that there have been degrees in glass blowing and stuff like that in the UK, so we must have them here as well, or had them. Don't know if anybody's still doing that. Yeah, this is some of her designs that's coming up. So yeah, so I've got quite far down, and this is still her glass, so she's done quite a lot. And if I can get the right page, she has a page on the Orifice website telling you all about her. She's a year older than me, and there she is, very professorial with her little round glasses. So yep, don't think it really shows much of her glass. Anyway, there you go, that's who she is. So she's actually, in recent times, quite an important person in the glass world.
So I hope you enjoyed that. There will be more from the new glass as well. You might have noticed I'm wearing a smart new jacket because I went into a charity shop today looking for glass and just looking along the racks as well. You know, you never know. And I saw this lovely tweed jacket that looks like it's barely been worn. In fact, I'm still picking the odd thread out of the pockets where they hadn't properly undone the pockets and everything. And it's like new, and it was £8, and it's very difficult to find a 44 long jacket, and yeah, it's very nice. Look at this, leather buttons and everything. Doesn't get any better than that. Not glass, but a bargain, and that's what you want. Anyway, with that said, contact details for Premier Fairs will be in the description below. I will also put in the link for Fileman Antiques. I'll put the references in, and also the websites that we were looking at for the new glass blowers. So thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Have a good night. Good night.